A bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. You come in now to the Ram 4th of July sales event and get a great deal today. Lineup first pitch, Tiger Jays next. Center in Toronto, 82 degrees. Our game time temp. Game 1 in the series. Tigers starting lineup is as follows. It is presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. You've got Martin, Candelario, Castellanos in the top 3 spots. Victor Martinez, the DH. John Hicks at first. McCann will catch. Jones, Iglesias, Machado rounding it out for Ron Gardenhire tonight. Tigers trying to snap a 9-game losing streak, and they will do so here in Game 1. Facing Marcus Stroman.
Yeah, Tigers have lost 3 consecutive series after winning 5 games in a row.
Roof open, sun is shining here in Toronto as we get you ready for baseball tonight. Martin is, or was, 4 for 13 in the series back home against Oakland. And Stroman delivers a strike to start this one here tonight.
And Martin had the afternoon off yesterday against the Oakland Athletics against Sean Manaea. The big left-hander for the A's. Back in there tonight, 9 homers, 28 driven in for Leonis.
The 0-1 is on the ground at first and scooped up by Smoke, and 1 gone. Marcus Stroman tonight presented by MGM Grand Detroit.
Well, the ground ball, nothing new for Marcus Stroman. In the last couple of years, including this year, 62% of the outs recorded on the ground. He's got a fastball that goes 91 to 95. He's got a slider, curve, and a changeup. As you can see, it's not been a typical Marcus Stroman kind of year. 0-5 with a 6.80 ERA.
He did spend time on the disabled list and is making his 2nd start since coming off the DL.
And Tigers' game plan today is to try to make Stroman get that ball up in the strike zone.
Stroman's got all kinds of stuff going. He will hesitate in his step back on the delivery. He'll hesitate when the leg is up.
Yeah, he tries to create all kinds of deception. He's got that real streamlined delivery that a lot of starters have gone to these days.
Candelario takes inside and the count goes to 2-1.
They've been pitching Candelario aggressively inside with good 4-seam fastballs for about a month now.
Chamber 3 out of 10 in the series back at Comerica as he looks at a strike 2-2.
It's a good 2-seam fastball there thrown by Stroman. That's 92 with some really good late life on it.
Chamber looks at a ball inside and low, and he's gone full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Candelario about 4.27 pitches per plate appearance, among the best in baseball. Swing and a miss. He got him though, and down goes Jamer, 2 away.
And let's take a look at the defensive alignment behind Marcus Stroman. In left field, you got Hernandez, you've got Pilar in center field, you've got Grichuk. He's over in right. Diaz, Travis up the middle, Solarte and Smoke on the corners, and Russell Martin is their catcher here tonight.
Here is Castellanos now with 2 outs. Big homestand for Nicholas, 7 for 15 in the A series. There's that high leg kick hesitation there from Stroman.
He came with a first pitch breaking ball to Nicholas Castellanos. And Nicholas is an outstanding breaking ball hitter, but Nicholas usually doesn't look for breaking balls on the first pitch.
.310 batting average now. Team high 11 homers. He has tied up Candelario for the team lead in that department. And Nick waves and misses on a ball that cruised in at 84 miles an hour, 0-2.
A lot of times your very first bat of a series, the pitcher will tell you exactly what the scouting report says on you as to how they want to pitch to you. And apparently that's what they're going to do to Nicholas Castellanos in the 4-game series. They're going to give him quite a few breaking balls.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out to win the inning. And Stroman with a 1-2-3 first. Liriano will take the mound for the Tigers. First inning, family heating, cooling, and electrical, presenting the left-hander Francisco Liriano.
And Francisco making his second start after coming off the disabled list. Spent a couple of years here wearing the Blue Jays uniform, and in his last start for the Tigers, he didn't pitch all that poorly. Even though he took the loss, he only gave up 2 earned runs in that contest against that very good Cleveland Indians team.
So Liriano goes to work in a place in which he called home last year, was a member of the Jays rotation last year. Before he was dealt away, the first pitch is popped up. Right side of the infield, Hicks. 1 pitch, 1 out. Grichuk is retired. The rest of the Jays lineup presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Here comes Teoscar Hernandez. He'll bat second. Yangervis Solarte hitting third. Morales, Smoke, and Pilar is the middle of the lineup for the Jays. Martin, Diaz, and Travis rounding it out.
Expect these Jays to swing early and often against Francisco, especially if he gives them a first pitch fastball. And they know him very well because he spent a couple of years in their uniform, and they know by and large his best pitch and his out pitch is his slider. And so everything they could do to stay away from that pitch here tonight, they will try to do.
Soft line drive to center. That's a base hit for Hernandez.
He's a good player, man, Hernandez. He can do a lot of things on the baseball field that are very positive. Let's check in on the Tigers' defensive alignment here behind Francisco Liriano this evening. And Jacoby Jones back out in left field today after playing center field yesterday. And Leonis Martin in center field. Castellanos, he's in right. Hicks at first. You've got Machado back in there today. Iglesias at short. Candelario at third. And the starting catcher is James McCann.
Here is the Blue Jays leader in homers, RBIs, and hits. It's Yangervis Solarte. 1 on, 1 out. And a ground ball back up the middle. Should be 2. There's 1. Iglesias with a relay, an easy double play, and just like that, the inning is over. 4-6-3 behind Liriano. No score as we go to the second.
Dropped the game yesterday against the Oakland Athletics, but Michael Fulmer was awesome. Really only gave up runs in the third inning where they touched him for 3 runs. But other than that, I mean, he had that fastball that got up to 99 miles an hour. After the second and third inning, he pitched a lot more contact. I really love the way that he mixed in all of his pitches, the changeup and the breaking ball. So he pitched very well that day. 8 innings he pitched, Michael Fulmer.
Yeah, Fulmer's done that twice. Liriano has done it once. The only Tigers to go 8 in a game. They do not have a complete game yet.
I think we might start to see some more Tigers starting pitchers get stretched out under the new leadership of Rick Anderson, the new pitching coach.
Yeah, that seems to be the plan for Rick Anderson. He wants to see his starters go deeper into games, push them a little bit, which I think is a good thing.
I think we're also going to see more guys start to use their fastball a little bit more aggressively than they did the first half of the season.
Victor shoots on up the middle into center. That is a base hit for Martinez. Tigers have their first base runner of the game.
Real nice swing here by Victor Martinez, able to make sure that he gets the ball up in the strike zone, able to drive that ball right back up the middle. When you watch Victor take his swings from the left side and the right side, he's just got a pretty swing from both sides.
Here is John Hicks. Stroman missing high, thought it was a strike, but not so, says Mark Carlson. 288 for Hicks, who had a really nice series against the Athletics. He really turned it on. 7 for 15 for John.
It was good to see him bounce back because he struggled in the Cincinnati series and the Cleveland series, but he wasn't the only one that was struggling. Basically, the entire team struggled in those 2 series.
Well, it's up to Hicks now to fill in for Cabrera the rest of the way at first base, and he's gotten all the reps down there for the most part.
And Stroman was the first player drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays in the 2012 draft. out of Duke University.
1-2 on Hicks.
He also pitched for Jim Leland, Mario, World Baseball Classic team. He pitched the final game, the championship game for Team USA.
Remember that. Stroman, 27 years old now, a native of Medford, New York. Here's the 1-2. And Hicks goes down swinging. One away. Third strikeout of the ballgame already for Stroman. That was pretty nasty. Hey, by the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the Tiger Box to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Free small order of curly fries will be yours. Here is James McCann.
So I guess Matthew Boyd and the Oregon State Beavers have bragging rights over the Arkansas Razorbacks, huh?
They do. And it was
beat him in the College World Series.
Heartbreaking for McCann and his Razorbacks.
Yeah, he got on the plane yesterday draped in that Arkansas red. Didn't you see that jacket he had on yesterday?
The red and white checkered jacket.
Yeah. He got on. He was representing.
He was supporting the Hogs. There's the winner in that duel with Oregon State defeating Arkansas, Matt Boyd. Here's the 1-0. I was watching early batting practice today here at the ballpark. Lloyd McClendon was out in the cage with McCann. It appeared that he was trying to get McCann to hit the ball out in front a little bit more. And, I mean, what would that be all about?
Well, sometimes when you get in a situation where you're not trusting your ability, and McCann at times doesn't trust his ability in the batter's box. He never has a problem behind the plate, but there are times when hitters don't have that kind of confidence, and they start to guess. They let balls get too deep on him. So I guess he's trying to take all the guesswork out of it for McCann. When you get yourself in this count right now, the 2-1 count, you look for your fastball and you catch it out in front. We'll see if he catches it out in front, because this is what you should do if you get a fastball.
Bouncing ball left side, gobbled up at third by Solarte to second one, and that is a double play.
He did catch it out in front, but he hit it right on the ground, and Marcus Stroman does his little shimmy out there.
Each team with a double play already in this game. The College World Series champions, as we spoke of last half inning, are the Oregon State Beavers, their third national title in program history. 15 to win the title after losing game 1. It was a best-of-3 series, so congratulations to the Oregon State Beavers, and of course Matthew Boyd, who went there as well, and James McCann was on the losing end with his Arkansas Razorbacks.
They faced 6 elimination games in the College World Series.
How about that?
So it wasn't easy for Oregon State to get it done.
I know Matthew's excited as a former Oregon State hurler. There's a ball outside to Kendrys Morales, who leads it off. And Liriano in the first inning had a 4-pitch first.
That's not often. That's not often for Liriano.
No, not at all. Remember in spring training, Rod, he was talking about ending at bats in the first 3 pitches. He was going to concentrate on that this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's important for him because he's always been a guy that's thrown a lot of pitches. And it's worked to his advantage. But as you get a little older, you want to make your life a little bit easier. And for him, he doesn't want to throw as many pitches.
Slow roller towards second. Machado will throw him out, and Morales is gone. Stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we will select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's.
Who would it be today?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. There are no leaders early on in this game so far. Here is Justin Smoke. He'll take a strike right at the top of the zone.
And Justin Smoke having a slow year this season after making an all-star team last year. He had a career season last year for the Blue Jays. Big, tall switch hitter. Got a lot of power.
Smoke has hit some big home runs against the Tigers over the years. In fact, he has 11 total versus Detroit.
He always performs well against us for some reason or another.
High fly ball into center field. It's going to be routine for Martin. And they're 2 away.
And so far, Francisco doing a very nice job of attacking the strike zone, inducing some soft contact. Most of the contact has been on the ground. That's a pop-up there off the bat of Justin Smoke.
Here is Kevin Pillar, who is batting .249 with 7 long balls. He is only 1 for 13 against the Tigers in the season series.
Yeah, he struggled in that series at Comerica Park.
Tigers won 2 out of 3 in that 3-game set.
Kevin's always been pretty much known, at least since coming to the big leagues, much more known for his glove than his bat. He was a good collegiate player, though, at a D2 school in California.
Wave and a miss, 0-2.
That's a nice little pitch right there, fading away from Pillar.
It'll be smothered there by the catcher McCann. 1-2 on Pillar, who has been a human highlight reel out in center field. He can go get it in center. Now Liriano with the 1-2. Missed inside, 2-2.
Good firm fastball, though, at 94. His best fastball so far of the night. He can go back in there with another good fastball. He can go change up down and away to maybe get a ground ball inside to get the strikeout. Ooh, what was that?
95, just off the inside part of the plate. And he missed it outside. Ball 4. It'll be a 2-out walk. Second base runner of the night for the Blue Jays. Here is Russell Martin. These Jays, like the Tigers, have battled the disabled list this year. Troy Tulowitzki is out. Josh Donaldson is out. I mean, those are 2 really key performers for them.
Well, the entire left side of their infield, for the most part, has not been with them all year.
Ball 1.
And because of that, Russell Martin, in a 4-day span this year, played left field, he played shortstop, he played outfield, and he also caught. He played a different position 4 straight days, and he's their $20 million catcher.
Now Liriano with the 1-0. How many guys do you know that have caught and then played shortstop?
Not many.
Not many at all. And
really the only guy that I've known that could probably do that is Brandon Inns.
Yep, agreed. 2-out runner. Pillar at first base. 10 steals this year, 10 for 11. And Martin looks at a strike, 2-1. Russell batting only 168, a little bit of power left in his bat, 6 homers this year. Checked it, strike called. Up at the right hand goes Mark Carlson, 2-2.
And Russell Martin wasn't agreeing with that call from Mark Carlson. He doesn't swing and miss very much. He's got real good plate discipline in the strike zone. Usually puts the ball in play when he gets a strike.
3-2 now, which means the runner will be moving on the pitch. And Pilar will get a head jump. John Hicks says, I'm playing behind the runner. Liriano had a very quick 4-pitch first inning. It's been different here in the second. The 3-2. Ball 4, and now back-to-back walks. And it's been an issue this year for Liriano. Hey, the Tigers host the Rangers on Thursday, July 5th at 7:10 p.m. Enjoy great savings with the weekday value pack. 4 tickets, hot dogs, chips, and 4 sodas for as little as $20 per person. If you'd like tickets, go to tigers.com/value. Scoring chance now for the Jays with 2 outs. Ledmys Diaz will stand in.
Liriano was able to get ahead of both Pilar and Russell Martin and walked both guys. That's the one thing that Rick Anderson has preached that he'd like to see the pitchers do a better job of. Get ahead and then attack the hitters. Don't go 0-2 and then end up the count being 3-2.
Well, Liriano had 32 walks in 61 innings coming in. He's walked 2 more here.
Well, he's had 2 walks in at least every single outing this season. At least 2.
Pilar and Martin here in the second have walked. Diaz fouls it back, and now he's down to the count 1-2. Former St. Louis Cardinal Ledmys Diaz had a big year a couple of years ago. Now Liriano's 1-2. Slice to the right side, foul. Right off the end of the bat. Sounded like he broke his bat as well.
It sure did.
But apparently not.
He's going to check it, see if he's got any hairline fractures. Looking it over. There are times where you will have a bat and your bat will be so good to you and you will do so much damage with that bat. Even if you do get a little hairline fracture, you will continue to use that bat until it is shattered.
I can believe it. Pickoff throw when he got back in.
That was a slow developing play there. It looked like they had Pilar picked off. He had a huge lead at second base, but Liriano a little deliberate in getting that ball to Iglesias. No daylight play.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll end the inning. So the threat goes by the wayside. We'll be going back to college with Marcus Stroman when we come back. First ball game, game one of the series, going back to college now with Nissan. And Marcus Stroman, who we told you, Rod, went to Duke University, and Stroman completed his sociology degree at Duke while recovering from an ACL injury in 2016.
Yeah, he hurt his ACL in spring training, and it was the beginning of the season, so he didn't even start the season. It was a devastating blow as well because they were supposed to be a pretty good team that year. As a matter of fact, they got to the postseason.
They did.
He pitched later.
Well, Stroman back to work now. And a strike called on Jacoby Jones, who shortened a bunt there.
Not a bad idea by Jacoby. Jacoby's got a lot of talent. Can really run. And the one thing that I have been impressed with Jacoby, and sometimes the bat will leave. He will chase that ball up in the strike zone, but he's played outstanding left field all year long.
Jacoby right now trying to break it 0 for 14. Here's the 0-2.
And well, Jacoby knows that teams attack him the exact same way. They go up with the fastballs, and if he doesn't chase that, and they go off the plate with that breaking ball. And Stroman, and so far today, has thrown some outstanding sliders. Here's that slide piece.
Didn't offer 1 and 2.
What do you got on the Mr. T starter kit for Marcus Stroman? He's got about 3 or 4 of them, doesn't he?
He's about half the size of Mr. T, but whatever. There's the chopper, third base side. Solarte bobbles, and it cost him.
Sure did.
Jones beats it out with his speed.
Solarte, that's his best position. He has played some second base when Travis was on the disabled list and when Travis went down to the minors. But once he bobbles this ball and he can't get it out of his glove, Jacoby Jones with his speed able to get down there and beat it out. And now you just wonder if Jacoby will be on the move. We've already told you that Marcus Stroman throws a lot of ground balls. He's thrown 62% ground balls so far this year. So it would be wise for the Tigers to start running a little bit. Stay out of the double plays.
Jones hoping they would call that a single, and they did. It's an infield hit to break that 0 for 14.
Is it Jacoby's birthday?
Happy birthday, Jacoby. That's a routine ground ball to third.
Absolutely.
Right? Jones will take it.
Yeah, he will. I'm not hating on him.
Iglesias the batter. 3 out of 12 in the series versus Oakland for Iglesias. That's a really big lead there for Jones. Tried to lay down a bunt. Iggy's feet were moving in the batter's box, and he laid it down foul.
Stroman is a good athlete on the mound. As a matter of fact, he won a Gold Glove last year. So if you do bunt, you have to make sure you get it away from Stroman because he has the kind of athletic ability that he could make a play, unless you're just trying to bunt a runner into scoring position. So Solarte at third base is backed up even further, even though Iglesias attempted to bunt. He knows he's not going to bunt. I don't think Iggy has a bunt base hit this year. At least I can't remember Iglesias having a bunt base hit this year so far.
We'd have to look that up, but I don't recall that he has one either. Average at 269 now for Iglesias. And he steps out, and Stroman missed. He wasn't given time.
He was not given time.
And he's lucky that Stroman missed.
Yeah, Stroman doing a nice job of making sure. You got to get time before you step out. The home plate umpire never gave Iggy time. Looks like Jacoby wants to run too.
That'll back him out of there now. 3-1. Russell Martin at 16% in throwing runners out this year. And that one's grounded foul right off his foot. 3-2. Tigers had a single in the second, but he raced on a double play.
Iglesias does not strike out very much. Therefore, on this next pitch thrown by Stroman, and more than likely, and Jacoby Jones will be running.
There he goes. And a ground ball, base hit right field. Jones will go to third base. Iglesias with a solid at bat, and now the Tigers have runners at first and third.
That is a thing of beauty. And Jacoby Jones takes off from first base. Travis, the second baseman, he goes over to cover the bag, and he hits it right where Travis was standing, and he was able to get to third base without a play. Nice job here by Jacoby with the big lead. Not necessarily trying to steal the base, more so trying to stay out of a double play.
You got to push the envelope a little bit, don't you?
Oh, you
You've
do.
lost 9 straight.
9 straight. You've got to do some things that you haven't been doing. And running on Stroman is one of those things, especially because he throws so many ground balls.
Machado rolls one foul.
Iggy always a threat to run himself. He's got quite a few bags this year. He's got 12. Been caught 4 times.
Here's where the Tigers have really struggled this month. They are hitting .216 with men in scoring position in the month of June. In there is strike called. 0-2 now on Machado. Good slider from Stroman. There you have it. That is 24th in Major League Baseball. Ground ball up the middle. Should be 2. That's a 4-6-3. It'll get a run in. And double play will empty the bases. Tigers lead 1-0. No RBI for Machado. Well, tonight, American military personnel serving overseas are watching this game on AFN, the American Forces Network. Welcome to those countries, in countries around the world, aboard naval ships at sea, and we, of course, thank you for your service. So with 2 outs now, here's Leonis Martin. Tigers lead 1-0. Second double play turned behind Stroman. And you talked about all the ground balls he gets.
Well, 62% ground ball rate on the ground this year and 62% last year. So he's got a really good sinker. And if you continue to not move runners, you're going to hit into quite a few double plays here today.
Martin tried to bunt his way on 1-1.
Stroman's cocky out there, isn't he?
He's got a little flair.
Man, he just got a whole lot of swagger out there.
A little zip.
I mean, he's dripping with swag.
Now the 1-1 to Martin. Chop to the right side. Easy play there for Smoke. That'll end the inning. Tigers score first. They get a single, a double play, and they lead 1-0. course, is the hotel that is attached to the ballpark. And what do we have here?
What is that?
Simo. See me? Simo can see you. From the studio. Nice. Tigers lead 1-0. And Liriano back to the hill now. Trying to control the base on balls. He walked 2 in the second, but they failed to score. Devin Travis, Randall Grichuk, and Teoscar Hernandez. And there is ball 2 outside. That'll head back into the seats, 2-1.
And Devin Travis has really been struggling and batting just .222. As a matter of fact, at one time they optioned him back down to the minor leagues this year.
Travis came back up on May 22nd to the big leagues. He'll shoot that one right to the first baseman Hicks. 1 gone. Top of the order now, Randall Grichuk. Grichuk popped up on the first pitch that he saw in the first inning. Liriano had a 4-pitch first. He'll take ball 1.
Randall has been performing better in last month or so. Season average is .201 with 9 homers, but he has been hitting the baseball a little bit better than the start he got off to.
He was a pretty good power hitter with the Cardinals. He spent the last 4 years in St. Louis. He'll drive this one in the air deep in the left field. Backing up is Jones, who'll go to the warning track and in front of the wall to make the catch. 2 gone. Well, Menards brings you the big money encounter as Teoscar Hernandez stands in. These two were traded for each other.
You got
on
something
July
else on him, don't you?
31st. Hernandez was a prospect in the Astros system, and Liriano was traded to Houston. He eventually pitched out of their bullpen. Nori Aoki also came over with Hernandez.
It's a situation where the Toronto Blue Jays traded Liriano to the Houston Astros to help them win a world championship. And then you have the guy Hernandez who comes over to Toronto and he gets a chance to play every single day where he was not going to get a chance to play in Houston.
He'll sky this one to center field. Martinez under it. That'll end the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Liriano. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. All right, Keats, in the meantime, a 4-game series here in Toronto as Candelario stands in. Jamer leads it off here in the 4th inning. Castellanos Martinez to follow. Stroman has 6 ground ball outs and 3 strikeouts in this game. Nothing in the air to this point. Minnesota leapfrogging the Tigers in 2nd place behind Cleveland. The Indians are out on the West Coast tonight, taking on Oakland. 2-1 on Jamer, who struck out in the 1st. Tigers got a run in the 3rd on a couple of singles and a double play ball. Pulled foul. Stroman missed about 6 weeks with shoulder fatigue. It happened pretty much in mid-May, and then he missed all of the action until recently. Late June he came back.
Yeah, he had a real poor start where I believe he walked a bunch of batters, and they said, you know what, we're going to shut you down for a while. You don't look healthy.
2-2 the count stays.
You don't usually see pitchers wear number 6. You don't usually see pitchers wear single-digit numbers, but it's not the case with Marcus. He wears number 6. They have number 32 stitched on their left sleeve in honor of Roy Halladay, who passed away in the offseason. Tragic accident. What a player he was. What a pitcher he was.
Roy Halladay threw 2 no-hitters in 1 year, one in the postseason.
Right.
A perfect game.
Doc was his nickname.
Stroman last year had a nice season. He was 8th in the Cy Young voting, won 13 games, had an ERA just a shade over 3.
Won a Gold Glove. I guess if you throw as many ground balls as he throws, partner, you better be able to field your position.
A good point. There's another ground ball right to the first baseman Smoke, who's been busy tonight. 1 gone. Time now for the Bernstein advantage as Castellanos comes rolling in, and he loves hitting in this park.
13 games, a .333 average with 3 homers and 9 driven in for Nicholas.
Try and get something started here with 1 out in the 4th.
He struck Nicholas out his last time up on some really good sliders away. We'll see if they pitch him the same way.
He has attacked him twice with that hesitation move on that first pitch.
Yeah, I mean, Nicholas is a hot hitter right now, and he's probably the Tigers' best hitter. So you have to try to figure out a way to make him uncomfortable. Some deception in your delivery.
Strike called, 0-2.
First time up, he threw them all breaking balls. This time, all fastballs. So they got Nicholas at least guessing right now, or thinking.
Now Stroman with the 0-2. Hard one hopper to the shortstop Diaz. And Nicholas out of there, 2 gone. Let's bring in Trevor Thompson.
Well, Mario, we've already seen both teams turn a double play so far this evening, and credit that to the Tigers taking some early BP here today, because there are only 2 fields left in the majors that have artificial turf. This field here at Rogers Center, and also the one at Tropicana in Tampa Bay. So the Tigers came out, took early BP to get used to this infield turf, plus the dirt. Balls take funny hops. They had to get used to that. And there's some spongy outfield turf out here, so the outfielders took some high hops just to get used to just how the ball bounces out here. Rest assured, this field turf will come into play for the Tigers defensively before this series is over. So they tried to get used to it with some early BP here before this one got started in Game 1 today.
Yeah, Trev, it usually does when you're not used to playing on this, and I think you hit the key in the outfield. There are a lot of spongy areas out there.
You know, this turf is not nearly as fast as the turf that they had in here before, and the turf they had in Tampa is a lot slower too. But back in the day when they had those cookie cutter ballparks like Cincinnati and Philadelphia and a couple of other teams, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, those things had lightning in Kansas City. St. Louis, they had lightning quick AstroTurf because it was on concrete. Now they're putting something else underneath it, so it kind of softens it, and it's a little easier on the players' legs.
Ground ball. Surprise, surprise, right to the second baseman Travis as Stroman continues to get his grounders, 3 of them here in the 4th.
Where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Here come the Blue Jays now as we go to the bottom of the 4th in a 1-0 ball game. Tigers got a run on a double play ball in the 3rd to take a 1-0 lead. Solarte leads it off. It'll be Solarte, Morales, and Smoke here in the Jays 4th.
They've got 3 switch hitters right in the middle of their batting order, and all 3 have power. You usually see table setters that are the switch hitters, but apparently the Blue Jays like the power hitters as the switch hitters.
Yeah, Solarte has hit 15, Smoke has 9, Morales has 8. Chopper left side of the infield. Iglesias is going to be a tough play, and he'll throw it off the bag. An infield single for Solarte. Friday, July 6th, the Tigers take on the Rangers at 7:10. First 10,000 fans, 21 and older, receive a patriotic pitcher courtesy of Miller Lite. Stick around for the fireworks afterwards as well. For tickets, go to tigers.com. Leadoff man on now for Kenrys Morales. Liriano got him to hit a ground ball his last time up. He could use another one here. Jays trying to get as many righties to the lineup tonight, including their switch hitters, because lefties are batting just 100 against Liriano this year.
I saw that.
100. There's a strike called, 1-1.
Right-handers hitting .231 against Francisco. He has always dominated left-handers throughout his big league career, which started in Minnesota. He's always had that outstanding slider. Good changeup. We saw 95 with his heater today too. And I guarantee you, when Boyd pitches again, we're going to see Boyd throw 95 again before it's all over. Boyd tomorrow, right?
Yes, he is going tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm expecting that Boyd's going to reestablish his fastball again tomorrow. We won't see as many breaking balls.
Rick Anderson has said as much. He wants Tigers pitchers to attack the zone.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch. 95 has been the top fastball for Francisco. He's gone as low as 81 with his changeup. He usually throws that slider anywhere from 82 to 86. There it was, 87 with the slide piece. He's got a good one. Sometimes he gets that ball to dance inside to the right-handed batters, and sometimes he gets it to drop off the table just by the finger pressure that he puts on the baseball. It's amazing what these big league pitchers can do to manipulate the baseball in the strike zone. Cutters and sinkers, splitters. That one got away from him.
3-2. The Jays this year have had their issues against left-handed pitching. They've lost 14 of their last 15 versus lefty starters.
Wow.
And overall, they're 9-21 against southpaws, which hopefully will bode well tonight for the Tigers. Slap to right field, base hit. Solarte will head to third. Here's Castellanos' throw. There's going to be a play. He's going to be out. Nicholas Castellanos throws out Yangervis Solarte.
Outstanding throw by Nicholas Castellanos, still trying to learn the finer points of playing right field, and Solarte really shouldn't have ran here. And the ball wasn't hit all that hard. Nicholas was playing shallow, and he doesn't run all that well. But we told you Nicholas has good feet in the outfield because he's been an infielder. He gets rid of the ball in a hurry. One hopper to Jamer, and he tags him on that left leg before that right hand gets on the bag.
That is the 18th outfield assist for the Tigers this year, most in the major leagues.
Yeah, Martin has 8. Nicholas now has 5.
Big play there, one gone. 1-0 on Smoke. The ratio not all that good for Liriano. High drive in the air to deep left field. Backing up, Jones to the wall, looks up and gone. Number 10 for Justin Smoke, and the Jays have the lead.
That's a breaking ball, and it looked like Smoke was out on the front foot, but he kept his hands back, and he's so strong. And this is a good park to hit home runs in. He carries it over the left field wall, put the Jays in front.
Here is Kevin Pillar. Well, Tigers got the big defensive play, and Smoke comes right back with a 2-run shot. Line off the glove of Hicks to the short right field, a base hit. Hicks almost made a great stabbing play at first.
Yeah, a lot of times you're not really accustomed to a right-handed batter hitting the ball down towards you at first base that sharply. But that was a great effort there by John.
Here is Russell Martin. That is 4 straight hits to greet Liriano here in the 4th inning. We were talking earlier about Liriano being traded to the Houston Astros last year. Here's how much teams really value a lefty, a veteran lefty in the bullpen, because Liriano last year was 6-5 with an ERA of almost 6 with the Blue Jays. Yet the Astros gave up a pretty good player to get him.
Yeah, there must have been a scout or two that was watching a lot of the left-handers, and of course that Houston team was pretty well set, but they probably felt like, you know, we need to have another left-hander in our bullpen, and someone saw Liriano good, and they felt like we didn't have to give up a whole lot for him, so they made that deal. They didn't know what Hernandez would turn into.
There's the ball outside. 1-1 now on Martin.
He needs to concentrate on getting his ground ball here. That would be Liriano. And Lord knows the Stroman's got a ton of them today.
Two and one. Martin had a walk in the second, 2 walks for Liriano in that second inning, and since the 4-pitch first, it has been more of a struggle in terms of the pitch count for Francisco. Pilar dives back in. Again, he has 10 steals this year in 11 attempts. 2-1. The Jays have the lead on the home run by Justin Smoak, his 12th of his career against the Tigers.
Yeah, we were talking about Justin Smoak and the year that he had last year. He was an all-star for the first time, and whenever the Tigers show up, he does his best work. Having a conversation now with Morales as to what he did and what he was looking for.
The 2-1. 3-1 now on Russell Martin. Aledmys Diaz waiting on deck.
Yeah, Liriano is not really good in first pitch strikes so far here today. 8 of 17 in that department.
Off the plate, he walked in.
What was that?
No, but it was awfully close. And Liriano's
gracious.
Yeah, he's asking right now. Where was it? So
James McCann is asking too. Where was it, Mark?
Looked like a strike to me.
Even if he did pull it up a hair, I mean, that's a good pitch.
Yeah, he might have pulled it up a little bit too much for Carlson's liking. Rick Anderson is out now to have a chat with Liriano.
You know, even though the Tigers are currently on this 9-game losing streak, in 4 of the 9 games, they were able to take the lead in those contests, but just not able to continue to put pressure on Cleveland, Cincinnati, or the Oakland Athletics.
Rick Anderson, the new Tigers pitching coach after the dismissal of Chris Bosio.
Initially, Rick Anderson said he didn't want to be the pitching coach when Ron Gardenhire was assembling his new staff. And that's why the pitching coach's job went to Chris Bosio. Anderson wanted to be the bullpen coach, a less stressful job. He's right back in the fire again.
Well, Gardy said today he feels that now that Anderson has been in the organization for 3 months or so and knows the guys, he feels more comfortable with this spot.
Right.
But you're right, it is right back in the fire. That one darts low and away now. 2-0 on Diaz.
He continues to miss away, away, away. I don't know if that's by design, if they continue to go away, but he needs to start moving that ball over the plate a little bit more and let the natural run on it carry it over the outside corner. He's throwing it outside and it's running off the plate.
2-1.
Something else he hasn't done a whole lot of, Mario, here today, at least I haven't seen a lot of them, is I haven't seen a lot of sliders. And I wonder if the reason for that is because he knows these Blue Jays know him so well.
Well, opponents are batting 138 against that slider this year.
And he just threw a beautiful one there to Diaz.
Now 3-1. The first 5 have reached in this inning. A 2-run homer by Justin Smoak, and now the Tigers getting on the bullpen phone. Three-one to Diaz. Outside, he walked him. That's going to load the bases. Four walks now for Liriano. Hey, the World Cup round of 16 kicks off tomorrow. 2 huge matches on Fox. First, Paul Pogba and France battle Messi and Argentina. Then at 9 a.m. Eastern, then Uruguay will face off with Ronaldo and Portugal. It's all tomorrow on Fox. Stream it live on the Fox Sports app if you'd like. All right, Warwick Sopple now starting to tune up in the Tigers bullpen here in the 4th inning. Liriano has faced 6 batters. All 6 have reached.
Yeah, the only out recorded in this inning was the throw by Castellanos to third base to Nab. Solarte trying to stretch go to first to third on the base hit off Morales' bat.
Devin Travis, the number 9 hitter, with the bases loaded.
And ground ball can still get you out of this mess.
There's your ground ball. Hicks coming home. They'll get the force there. It looked like it might have been a double play.
That way.
They're still loaded now with 2 outs.
Well, he gets the sure out. I mean, there's no guarantee if he goes to the shortstop and then goes over to first base if they turn the double play. Travis doesn't run all that well, but usually when a ball is hit to a first baseman and the first baseman is playing deep, they're playing for 2. They're not playing for the out at first base. I mean, at home plate, excuse me.
Here is Randall Grichuk. Ball 1.
The last thing that Gardenhire wants to do is to go to his bullpen early in this particular game, especially in this ballpark when you have a 4-game series.
Say that again. Little chopper slowly toward third base. Charging Candelario makes way.
Goodness gracious.
An infield single for Randall Grichuk, and it's 3-1 Toronto.
And nothing that Candelario could do. And Grichuk runs too well.
They're still loaded now. The 9th man to bat in the inning, Teoscar Hernandez. Single and a fly ball. Suddenly the pitch count is up to 67 for Liriano. Strike 1.
And he only threw 4 pitches in the first inning.
Right.
I think Brooke Jacoby, the hitting coach for the Toronto Blue Jays, probably told his guys, now you've got to be a little bit more patient against Francisco. You know that he doesn't necessarily fill up the strike zone with a lot of strikes. He will throw 100 pitches and there'll be 5 innings most nights.
Yeah, Liriano got a call there. It was up, and it's 0-2, much to the chagrin of Hernandez. Way inside, 1-2.
And he's either way inside or he is way off the plate outside.
Oh, there you go. 32 here in the 4th.
Stressful inning in the second as well with 24.
Swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. A long and stressful inning, but the Blue Jays will get 3 to grab the lead, and we go to the 5th. Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Back here at Rogers Center, it is nice and toasty outside. The roof is open here tonight.
It's a busy city, man. Busy city. People everywhere.
Here's John Hicks to lead things off. You know, we got a real good look at that on the drive to the ballpark today. I mean, it's, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles, but it took us almost half hour to get down.
It takes a long time.
A lot of traffic. A lot of folks walking around downtown. That ball is going to skitter towards second and out at first base. It's Hicks. That ball caroming off of Stroman.
Yeah, Stroman's lucky. He's smiling out there, but that was a bullet right back at him.
Ooh.
Lucky he didn't get hurt.
1-4-3 on that put out. Here is McCann, who bounced into a 5-4-3 double play.
Ground ball after ground ball after ground ball thrown by Stroman.
Ground ball to fly ball ratio 3.5 to 1 last year. So, I mean, this is just something he does.
Yep, he's very good at it.
Stroman is 27 years of age. Double hesitation there and a swing and a miss.
And when he hesitates like that, he has no problem throwing a strike. And whether it be with a fastball or whether it be with a breaking ball. The 60% ground ball rate in his career is second best in the majors since 2014 to Dallas Keuchel.
He has just dusted McCann for the second out. So now 10 ground balls and 4 strikeouts for Stroman.
Well, he's out there toying with the boys right now. Not supposed to be this easy. 93, 86, and then he finished them up with 86 up top.
500th career strikeout for Stroman.
Quick pitch that time. It's been a while since we've seen a pitcher do this much on the mound. I mean, Cueto's over in the senior circuit performing for the San Francisco Giants. He's the only one that I can remember with all these different hesitations and quick pitches and whatnot.
He has a deep bag of tricks.
The key for him, though, is he's able to throw strikes and with the variations of his delivery.
I always wondered about that when you had guys that are trying to upset the timing, which obviously is what pitching is, but it doesn't throw his mechanics off.
No, not at all.
One and 2 on Jones. 2 outs here in the 5th. Two and 2. Seven straight retired by Stroman.
And Marcus is 11 of 16 in first pitch strikes, which has allowed him to get so many ground balls by extending the strike zone and some swings and misses.
In the air to shallow center. Pilar is under it. That'll be the first flyout in this ball game for Stroman. Tigers again go 1, 2, 3, and we go to the bottom of the 5th.
Young Hervis Solarte and Jamer Candelario, both guys lead their team in home runs. Both guys see a lot of pitches. 45 RBIs for Solarte already this year. Both guys are also switch hitters with bright futures.
And Solarte in the ball game tonight is 1 for 2, single and a double play ball. He is out of the San Diego system. Skies this one to shallow center field. It's going to be Martin. It finally falls into his glove. One gone. Now Kendrys Morales. Blue Jays this year started the season 13-6. They were off to a really good start. But we had mentioned that Tulowitzki is out, Donaldson is out, Osuna has been suspended, their closer. Sanchez is out with a finger injury, and so they've gone through a lot of DL stints.
Even though their closer Osuna has been suspended for some domestic violence, 75 games, I believe.
Yeah.
There are still quite a few teams out there that are entertaining the thought of trading for Osuna. And he's very young, very talented, but he's made a huge mistake, and he's paying the consequences for it. Here's John Gibbons, their manager. Not many times does a manager have the job years ago, gets fired, comes back to manage the same team, but that's the case with John Gibbons. 757 wins and 743 losses as the manager for the Blue Jays in his 11th season.
There's strike 3 call, and Liriano gets a strikeout looking, his 3rd punch out of the game.
And Kendrys Morales did not like the call, but did he have a beef or what?
Well,
not really.
Not really. And Liriano got squeezed on what, that one to Martin last
He sure
inning,
did.
So take that.
Little swing back fastball at 93 to punch out Kendrys.
Here is Smoke. 2-run shot in the 4th inning, highlighting a 3-run frame for the Jays as they took a 3-1 lead. Foul back.
And Justin Smoke is from Goose Creek, South Carolina, and played his high school baseball with Matt Wieters. 2 big, strong switch hitters on the same high school team. I bet they scared some pitchers, boy. Can you be a freshman pitching to them seniors, man?
Thanks.
Can you imagine?
That's a red foul.
I mean, because Wieters is about 6'5".
Yeah, both first
and
round
Smoke
picks, right?
is a huge dude, too. Yeah, both first-round draft choices.
Ever been to Goose Creek?
I've never been to Goose Creek. I heard it's a nice part of the country, though.
Yeah, let's go make a trip for Goose Creek. 1-2 on Smoke.
You vacation on occasion, don't you, in them Carolinas?
I do, man. Been to Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah. Hanging out there with the bougie folks.
Yeah, that's me. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Smoke retired to end the inning. Much better for Liriano, a 1-2-3 fifth. It'll be Iglesias, Machado, Martin coming up.
Pitch by pitch, Marcus Stroman has been throwing a lot of ground balls here today. 10 of those, as a matter of fact, through the first 5 frames. Take a look at the movement on all of these pitches that we're showing you. Pretty much at the bottom of the strike zone, and that's how you get the ground balls, and that's how you get the double plays, and that's how you keep the Tigers at bay so far here tonight. Also threw a lot of first pitch strikes.
10 ground balls is a season high. He's got 4 strikeouts. The fly ball he got was the last out Jones in the 5th. Here is Iglesias now in the Tiger 6th. And Iggy shoots one to third. What a play there by Solarte. Wow. How did he make that play?
I don't know how he made that play, but that's the 11th ground ball out already of the day for Marcus Stroman. The ball hit him in the foot or something?
Must have. He's limping.
It was a nice play, but he paid for it. The rocket off the bat of Iglesias.
Well, that's just not fair for Jose. You smoke a ball like that, you get him in the knee.
I'm not sure what happened. I mean, I just really couldn't get a look.
They're finally going to have somebody come out and take a look at him. And Solarte's been limping out there for.
He might have twisted his ankle, the left ankle. I don't know for sure, but he might have twisted that left ankle. Take a look at it in slow motion. Yeah, he rolled over on that left ankle, looks like to me.
You know what they need right now, Rod?
What's that?
Some of the magic spray that they have.
Oh, yeah.
World
Back
Cup
in old
days.
days, old school.
Just come on, spray it.
Yep.
Oh, he's suddenly fine. All right, he's going to stay in the game, no problem. Great play by Solarte. Here is Dixon Machado.
If you're wondering about the career high in ground balls thrown in any game for Marcus Stroman, it's 16. He's up to 11 right now. I tell you what, if the Blue Jays should trade this cat, man, somebody's going to get a pretty good pitcher. And you know what? They should get a whole lot back in return for him, too.
Well, how do you establish his value? He had a really bad first half, people think, because of the injury, but if he continues to pitch well up into the break, I guess you have to look at his previous seasons.
Yeah, you go on his track record. If he's healthy, you go on his track record.
Popped up. Shallow right field. Smoke going back. Nice running play. 2 gone.
I mean, he was a really good pitcher last year. I mean, he pitched in the World Baseball Classic, so he's not afraid to pitch in big-time competition. And you can just tell by the way he walks around, he's good and he knows he's good.
Well, here's the thing about Stroman. He does not fit the profile. He's only 5'8".
No.
And when they scout pitchers, I mean, they want guys to be at least 6 feet.
They do. They do. But he was drafted first. So apparently he did some special things at Duke because he was a 22nd player taken in the country that year.
Here's Martin.
First pitch strike. First pitch strike. Tigers continue to take him. Martin is grounded out to Schmoke, the first baseman, twice. They want him to do it again.
Two and one on Leonis. Day off yesterday, although he was in the on deck circle in the 9th inning, had the Tigers gotten a run on with 2 outs, but they went 1-2-3, or after the double play they got the final out, and Martin never hit. He made it as far as the on deck circle. No, again in the outer edge, and that again is a call that Stroman is getting quite a bit.
Yeah, he's been throwing that breaking ball down and in to the left-handers, up and away to the left-handers. He's been working all 4 quadrants of the strike zone with all of his pitches.
Drill to right field. That ball hit pretty good, but right there is Grichin. Hard line drive out. 1-2-3 go the Tigers in the 6th. Tigers opening up a 4-game series here. It's the start of a 6-game road trip. Right now the Jays lead 3-1. And Liriano goes back to the mound here in the 6th. He's got Pilar, Russell Martin, and Aledmys Diaz. First one is in for a strike on Pilar, single and a walk. The most stressful inning for Liriano in this game, better than 30 pitches in the 4th when they scored their 3 runs. High fly ball left field. Jones going back, measuring it at the wall to make the catch.
And get back in the weight room, son. Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. Tigers scored first in this game. They scored their lone run on a double play ball off the bat of Machado. Jacoby Jones came home to score. And it's been all Blue Jays after that. 2-run home run by Justin Smoke and a single to drive in the 3rd run by Randall Grisham. Infield variety.
Two walks for Russell Martin in this game. Liriano has walked 4. He is fanned 4. And he is only 13 of 25 in first pitch strikes. Action. Buck Farmer in the Tigers bullpen.
Buck heating up quick.
Ground ball left side, base hit. It found a seam, and Martin is on for the 3rd time. Well, join us tomorrow for game 2 in this series between the Tigers and the Jays. Game coverage begins with Tigers Live at noon right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Aledmys Diaz. Diaz a walk and a strikeout. Ground ball to short. Iglesias, Machado on to first, a double play. 6-4-3. 2 double plays turned behind Liriano tonight. That'll help out the cause as we go to the 7th. player, Jamer Candelario, is on a list of players younger than 25 that have 10 or more homers and 30 or more walks.
And there's some really good players on that list, too.
And you're not getting Bellinger, Benintendi, Bregman,
Correa, Lindor, the Matt Olson kid we just saw playing first base for the Oakland Athletics. That's a good list of youngsters right there. That's why the game of baseball is in really good hands. I mean, there's a lot of talented young players in baseball these days.
Stroman now will go through 2, 3, and 4 in the Tigers lineup. And Candy shoots one in the air toward left field. That ball is hit good. It's carrying to the wall, and it's gone. A home run.
Look out, Candy. I see you.
Jamer goes the other way. It's his team high 12th home run of the season. 11 in a row had been retired before that home run.
You know, really nice approach here by Jamer Candelario. As many ground balls as Stroman has thrown all night, what you have to try to fight to do is you have to try to fight to drive the ball the other way, because then you're staying on the baseball. That's the same pitch that many of the guys have been hitting on the ground all day long, but he stayed with it. He kept his hands above the barrel of the bat, and he flipped it the opposite way over the head of Hernandez, the left fielder.
So Jamer's had a struggle of a month here in June. Homers the other way to make it a 1-run game.
I was talking about Jamer Candelario on the pregame show today as one of the players that, you know, I wanted to see step up in the second half of the season, especially after the start that he got off to this year. I don't know if the problem that landed him on the disabled list has caused him not to swing the bat as efficiently as he was early, but that's a good sign right there.
Nick drives one to center on the line, but straight at Pilar.
It looks like the Tigers have made a conscious effort here to make sure that they drive some balls the other way, and they're not rolling over on all those ground balls anymore. And one more look at the home run off the bat of Candy. Just flipped it out of here.
'32nd RBI of the year for Candelario. Tigers have their 4th hit of the game. Victor looks at a strike. Stroman had 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings, and he had retired 11 straight before the homer by Jamer. Single ground out for Martinez.
And Stroman continues to throw lots of first pitch strikes. And he is 17 of 22.
.90 at the letters, 1-2.
Yeah, you don't usually see Victor chase fastballs upstairs. He's got pretty good plate discipline. He doesn't strike out all that often.
Victor this year has had a lot of hits taken away by the shift. That's what the analytics say, and it's been a really subpar season for Martinez, who is in the final year of his Tigers contract. Now Stroman will step off. Here's how they play him right now. Travis deep at second, like most ball clubs. That'll bounce in. And when you wonder when and if the shift works, well, here are some numbers on Martinez. 17 hits prevented by the shift.
82% of the time he goes to the plate, they shift on him. 82% of the time. And they play deep at their respective positions in the infield to give them more time and to field ground balls.
John Hicks waiting on deck. Tigers get one back on the home run by Candelario. Demar's staying alive.
Yeah, Victor's seen a lot of pitches in this at bat. And this is the hardest that Stroman has had to work on any hitter this evening.
8th pitch of the at bat coming up. Stroman's still in good shape at 83 pitches here in the 7th. A little high.
Yeah, Victor didn't chase that fastball that time upstairs. He chased it earlier for strike 2.
3rd full count of the game for Stroman, and now there's some activity. The right-hander Son Juan Oh warming up. Ground ball right side. It's going to find a hole just out of the reach of Travis. The shift couldn't prevent that one. Good at bat by Victor, who worked it and then singles to right. Time for a game break now. Here's John Keating. That would be me. And as that ball flew over the fence to the left, I did a little dance here in the booth just for you, Keats. Say ball down low to Hicks. It gets heated on the pregame show.
Oh, doesn't it, though? Yes, it does.
Pick the stick.
Pick the stick. Kind of hard to brag, though, when you're on that bottom row, though. You ain't got a whole lot to say when your pitcher's on the bottom. So I just ride and just let y'all do it, man. Just try to get in where I fit in.
By the way, it's Ram pick the stick. Stroman now is running into some trouble here. He was in cruise control mode.
This is only his 2nd start since coming off the disabled list. He threw 81 pitches 5 days ago. They won't allow him to go much more here tonight. Probably his last inning as he works himself back into shape.
1-1 on Hicks.
Real good at bat by Victor Martinez. A 9-pitch at bat before singling.
One and two. Blue Jays got all 3 of their runs in the 4th inning off Liriano. The Tigers have answered with 1 back here in the 7th. Now the 1-2. Hicks sends a ground ball to short. Might be 2. Not hit hard. They won't get 2 on that. They'll get the force of Martinez. 2 gone. Don't forget to enjoy the Liney Summer Party Packet every Friday and Saturday Tigers home game. Package includes a game ticket and a voucher for beer starting just at $19 per person. That's it. If you'd like tickets, go to tigers.com/Liney. 2 away now for McCann, who has a strikeout and a double play ball. McCann would love to drive in the tying run here with an extra base hit. He hadn't had one since June 4th. He'll shoot one to right field on a line, but it's caught there by Grichuk to end the inning. They get a run in the home run by Candelario. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. the bottom of the 7th. Tigers down by a run now. The Tigers have gone to the bullpen. Wall side windows. Pitching change. Buck Farmer is on.
It seems like Buck Farmer's out there every night and pitching in his 39th game. Buck continues to get better. And that ERA continues to inch its way down. He's got a fastball that gets up to 95. He's got a good slider and a really good changeup.
Buck has not allowed a run over his last 8 appearances. And he'll go to work now trying to keep this a 1-run game. First one is in for a strike on Devin Travis.
Tigers had a much better approach in the last time they were up against Stroman. Nicholas went up the middle. Candelario went the opposite way. Victor had a really good at-bat, and that ball hit the right field by James McCann. Was his best at-bat of the day so far.
Popped up. Middle of the infield. It's Machado.
Just took a while before they made the adjustment.
One gone here in the 7th. Tickets for the Alan Trammell and Jack Morris Hall of Fame and number retirement dinner on sale now. Tigers fans can enjoy an evening with the 2 Tiger greats on Thursday, August 9th at the Motor City Casino Hotel. Select ticket packages include a private meet and greet and more. If you'd like information, tigers.com/HOF dinner. Randall Grichuk looks at a strike 0-1. Grichuk had a single to not get a run in the 4th. It was an infield hit. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Farmer missing outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Buck has the good changeup. His pitches probably go fastball, changeup, breaking ball. And he likes his changeup better than his slider.
Went around, it looked like. Oh, I guess not. Jerry Davis said he held up.
He's the crew chief down at first base, Mr. Davis.
Hernandez waiting on deck.
Big league umpire, good job, man, if you can get it. Really good job. A lot of these guys started out in schools where they learned how to umpire. Then they have to go through the minor leagues. A lot of times they have to go to winter ball, fall league. I mean, it's like a player. I mean, you work your way to the big leagues.
And they are under a lot of scrutiny these days.
Yes, indeed.
You know, with the replays, every single move they make is under review, it seems. They get graded after every game. So there does come a level of pressure with it. 2-2 is fouled back.
And Buck 95 with that little 2-seam fastball. Wasn't a 4-seamer.
Slice to center, base hit. Grichuk has his 2nd hit of the game.
Grichuk had a day to remember just a couple of days ago when they were playing in Houston. He hit a ball, Mario, that traveled the furthest in the history of the ballpark in Houston, 471 feet. And then he did better on the defensive end. George Springer making a bid for a game-tying home run in the bottom half of the 9th inning, and he caught that.
That's a whale of a day right there.
How about that? 3-run homer, furthest homer hit in the stadium, and then he robs the home run.
Longest in Houston since 2015. Longest by a Blue Jay this year, and certainly the longest in his career. Teoscar Hernandez looks at a ball up and in.
Well, here's where Buck needs a ground ball. You work at the bottom of the strike zone. Hernandez is a very aggressive hitter, and if you throw him a breaking ball or even a changeup, he'll roll over it right to Jamer Candelario, and you'll get that 5-4-3 double play. But it's got to be down, and you got to get him off balance.
Jays have knocked into 2 double plays tonight. Time called now as Rick Anderson comes out. Here's the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Wallside Windows. Tomorrow, Sam Gaviglio will go for the Jays and Matthew Boyd for the Tigers.
Both of these guys have what in common, Mario?
Oregon State.
Oregon State Beavers.
Yeah, they certainly enjoyed their team winning the World Series. And Matt Boyd's ERA's up to 4.15 now. It doesn't take long, does it?
It does not. I mean, he got off to such a great start. But I told you earlier, Matt Boyd is going to reestablish his fastball again tomorrow. He's not going to throw nearly as many sliders as he's been throwing.
Here is Teoscar Hernandez.
Still looking for the double play. Wonder what that meeting was all about.
Up top, swing and a miss at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hernandez. 36 extra base hits this year, including 5 triples. He has 13 homers.
Buck has thrown a total of 10 pitches. Pretty much every last one of them has been a fastball. There's a breaking ball. Eight of the 11, as a matter of fact, have been 95-mile-per-hour fastballs. Here comes another one.
Two and two. Taking a page out of Michael Fulmer's book.
Or do you think Rick Anderson kind of got in Buck's ear and said, man, where you're pitching in the game, you got to come in and throw a few more fastballs. You got to attack the hitters.
One on, one out, 7th inning in a 1-run game. Now the 2-2. Low and in, 3-2. Now we'll see what they do with Britchick here. Solarte waiting on deck. Runner goes. Swinging a foul.
How about a strike him out, throw him out?
I'm in.
We haven't had many of those this year. McCann, since coming to the big leagues, has always been a really good thrower.
Inside, ball 4, and so it's going to be a walk for Hernandez to put 2 men on. Let's bring in Trevor Thompson.
Guys, you guys have been talking throughout the telecast about how the Oregon State Beavers got that College World Series title done yesterday against Arkansas. Well, we talked with Matt Boyd about that earlier, and he said that they had some bets going on between he and James McCann, and obviously he was the winner, but we have yet to see what the payoff is going to be. He teased me really well, but he said it's something you will all see soon. I asked him, is this on social media? Is this in the clubhouse? Is somebody shaving their head? What's going on? And all he would say is, you will all see soon. So we're waiting with bated breath to see exactly what the payoff is for James McCann to Matthew Boyd after those Beavers got it done last night.
They've kept it quiet as to what they did bet, haven't they, partner?
Real quiet.
They have not said. I mean, we've been asking every day.
It could get ugly, too. Here's ball 1 to Yangervis Solarte.
Well, McCann's not going to shave his hair. That much I can promise you.
No. Here is Coleman warming up. I wonder if he's got to wear the Beaver mascot suit around the clubhouse. 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. So now Farmer is flirting and courting disaster here in the 7th inning. It's a 1-run game.
Yeah, and Buck's not going to be able to throw this fastball by this kid, Solarte. I mean, when big league hitters get themselves in a fastball-friendly count, especially free swingers, and they don't miss the 4-seam fastballs in the mid-90s. Might be better off throwing something off speed if you got confidence in it.
95 up top, and he missed. 3-0. What do you do here for Solarte?
I wouldn't swing, I don't think.
Number 4 hitter Morales on deck, but Solarte is their leader in hits, homers, RBI.
He is. It's a free swing. I'm sure he has the the green light to do so.
He does, and he fouled it back out of play.
A little upset with himself.
Jays tonight are 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
James McCann out in front of the plate, telling the outfielders and the infielders on the balls hit up in the air, make sure you help each other out. It's time of day right now where it's starting to get tough to see the pop-ups.
Solarte, another big rip, down 3-2. One for 3 for Solarte in this game. He had 18 homers last year. That was a career high, and he's already got 15 this year. In the air to center field, it's routine for Martin, and Leonis hauls it in. 2 gone.
Real nice job there by Farmer coming back to get Solarte after falling behind. 3 balls and no strikes. And 6 pitches. He missed with the first 3 and then came back and threw fastballs with the 4th, 5th, and the 6th pitch, and getting him to pop up after he swung the 3-0 pitch.
One more out to get, though, and that'll be Kendrys Morales. 2 on, 2 outs. Ball 1. A 22-pitch 7th here for Farmer, who replaced Liriano, who went 6 tonight. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Morales a single in 3 at-bats.
Morales came in with great career numbers against Tigers pitching, a .318 batting average with 13 homers and 57 runs driven in. He's done much more damage than any other offensive player on their team in his career against Detroit pitching.
Oops, snap throw, and they almost got him.
Yes, they did.
Man, was that close. McCann thought he got him.
McCann's been doing a lot of that. Him and John Hicks are starting to get it down, too. Great timing on this play by John. Snap throw by McCann. I don't know why, if you're going to do that play, why you don't throw the ball inside. I mean, you threw that ball outside, and you already have the design play on. You would think that you would knock that hitter out of the way. Knock that hitter kind of out of the way, and then you can throw the ball down to first base.
2-2 now on Morales.
Here's what I'm talking about right here. If you know you've got the pickoff play on, you should call for that fastball inside, not there, because once he reaches there, now you got to redirect the body, and it takes a long time to get that throw there. But if that ball's inside and you're anticipating it inside, all you got to do is turn that left shoulder and get it down there, and you might get the pickoff.
Makes sense. Well, Morales came in batting .237. He had to dig himself out of a huge hole at the start of the year. He was 0 for 29 in the month of May.
Yeah, but when you're a veteran like him, you know, they're going to give you an opportunity to come out of those 0 for 29s. If you're a young player, you're down in the bushes somewhere, down in AAA.
Way outside, now 3-2. So Farmer having his pitch count elevate now. That is 27 for the inning. Got smoke on deck. Runners will be moving here with 2 outs. 3 straight full counts now for Buck Farmer. Fouled away. There was a time when Morales was one of the best hitters in the game. Early on in his career, he had just joined the big leagues with the Angels in Los Angeles, and then he suffered that broken leg celebrating a home run at home plate.
He was kind of one of the first Cuban-born players to come over here like a decade ago, wasn't he? I mean, there's been a bunch now, but he was kind of like the first one to come over, wasn't he?
He was. Swing and a miss. He went up top and struck him out. Farmer finally ends the 7th without any damage. Still a 1-run ball game. You're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Two in favor of the Jays. We go to the 8th inning. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen back here at the ballpark. And Rod, you look at Liriano's effort tonight, and Francisco had just the 1 bad inning. Otherwise, a pretty good effort tonight.
Yeah, he threw 32 pitches in that one frame. And it looked like to me, because he pitched for this Blue Jays team the last couple of years, he was kind of staying away from his slider, and he got fastball and changeup happy. And he just was not filling up the strike zone with quality strikes. On the other hand, you had Marcus Stroman, 12 ground ball outs. He was dealing tonight.
Well, you know, the Tigers, again, offensively, have just been in this funk. They've not been able to help out the pitching staff. Kind of the same story here tonight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, they finally made a conscious effort to try to drive some balls up the middle in the opposite way against Stroman in that final frame. But before that, I mean, they were rolling over just about every single ground ball.
So we go to the 8th and a Walsall Windows pitching change. It'll be San Juan O.
Yeah, 38th game for O this year. He has 8 holds.
He's got the bottom 3. He's got Jones, Iglesias, and Machado. Single for Iglesias and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. Buck Farmer had to really work to get through that 7th, but he did, keeping it a 1-run game.
Only a handful of guys have a plate appearance against O.
And Jacoby swings and misses. He's out of there on strikes, 1 gone. Stroman was pretty good tonight, wasn't he?
He was really good. 7 innings, 2 earned runs. He didn't walk a batter, and he had 12 ground ball outs. Justin Smoke continues to do well every time the Tigers show up, and Candy, and good to see him with a homer the opposite way.
Iglesias robbed by Solarte on a hard hit ball back in the 6th inning. A short hop pick and he threw him out. 1 for 2 for Iglesias. Iggy looks at a strike and now 1-1. 3 runs, 8 hits for Toronto. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Tigers. Tied him up inside 1-2.
Yeah, missed badly with his location there. And Russell Martin wanted that ball down and away, and that fastball sailed on up and into Iglesias, but he still got a swing and miss. Throws a lot of strikes. He is a strike thrower.
It'll bounce in and level the count now 2-2. More action for the Tigers in their bullpen. Jimenez has joined Coleman. Tigers trying to avoid losing their 10th consecutive game. And you've got to go back to 2003, the last time the Tigers lost 10 straight.
Oh, we remember that.
As much as we've tried to suppress the memories of the 2003 season.
2003 season.
Goodrum waiting on deck. He'll bat for Machado. And Iglesias fouls it away.
Good fastball, firm at 93 by He also has a good breaking ball. And pretty much just 2 pitches.
It's gone full down 3-2.
Yeah, nice job by Iglesias laying off that curveball.
Another foul back out of play.
Iglesias having one of those kinds of at-bats that Victor Martinez had in the 7th. And when he singled off Stroman, lengthy at-bat.
Swing and a miss, and he got Iglesias on strikes. Not easy to do.
Yeah, threw him a breaking ball that ended up being a very good pitch.
Here's the Ram pick the stick update. And we see that, well, thanks to Candelario, I've got 5 big ones tonight.
Booth doing okay tonight.
Yeah, not bad.
Studio, not so much.
Keating -1.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, well. Problem is there's still plenty of game to go.
That's right.
Here is Goodrum now with 2 outs.
And there's plenty of games left in the season.
No doubt. Nico pinch hitting for Machado. He'll also stay in the game and play second base.
And Nico has a chance to run into one. That's why he's in the batter's box right now. Much more power than Dixon Machado. I saw Nico looking at the lineup today, and he noticed he wasn't in there. And I said, "You'll be ready to get in there, though, won't you?" He said, "You know, I'll be ready."
Well, it's to the point now where he's been in there every day.
Yeah, Ron Gardenhire finds a place to play. Nico, good slider there. This slider looks like a fastball all the way until about right where Nico starts to swing, right there. And that ball just disappears down and in. It's a well-located slide piece there. Came right back with it.
Yep, we did, and he got him, and strikes out the side.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Here comes the bottom of the game.
energy, know your own power. And Justin Smoke connected for a 2-run shot off of Francisco Liriano earlier in this game and gave the Toronto Blue Jays the lead. They've led the entire way since then.
It'll be Smoke, then Pilar and Martin here facing a new Tigers right-hander. Wall side windows pitching change. Lewis Coleman.
Good numbers for Lewis, a 2.78 ERA, 25 strikeouts. He doesn't walk many batters. He's pitching in his 22nd game since coming up from Toledo.
Smoke a 2-run shot in the 4th was his 12th career homer versus the Tigers. They've got him play to pull on the infield. In there, a strike call.
How many did you say? 4?
In his career? 12.
Oh, 12, yeah. That's almost as many as Kendry's. He has 13.
Smoke backs out, 1-1. Nico stays in the game to play second base. Smoke came in with 48 walks, good for 5th in the AL. Lost his helmet there, 1-2.
Big swing there by Smoke. Almost came out of his helmet. Well, he did come out of the helmet. What's he doing? Apologizing to McCann? Looked like it, didn't it?
My bad. Ooh. Move those feet.
That's right. Take a swing like that. Some old school baseball right there. Told you that Coleman, even though he throws from that low 3/4 arm slot, he does elevate the fastball on occasion. And when he does do that, he gets swings and misses, which might be his best choice, knowing that Smoke's a good low ball hitter.
Tried to curl that one in the outside corner, couldn't do it.
Justin stands right on top of that dish, doesn't he? Watch his hands. They're right on top of the dish, daring you to throw that ball inside. You still got to go in there, though. You can't be afraid. Numbers on Smoke last year. Career year, 38, 90, 270, and an all-star.
Ooh, walked him. Pretty close.
We haven't got any of those close calls tonight.
You really haven't. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives to Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Nighttime settling in here in Toronto. The leadoff man is on here in the 8th. Tigers trail by a run. It'll be Kevin Pilar now. And he is showing bunts.
You never want to walk the leadoff hitter, but in this particular case, Coleman really wasn't going to give in to Justin Smoke. He's a left-handed bat with a lot of power. And the next 3 guys he'll see are all right-handed batters that don't swing the bat as well as Smoke. I'm not saying he pitched around him, but he wasn't going to give in to him. Now he's got to get these next 3 guys out. Smoke won't steal a base either. Uh-oh.
He was on the move.
Hit and run.
Well, Pilar showed bunt on the first pitch, which was an anomaly considering they have 1 sacrifice all year. And then a hit and run.
Look at him. Flying.
Boom, 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 boom.
You can always tell when it's a hit and run when that base runner takes 3 or 4 steps and then he takes a look over the left shoulder just to see if the ball was put in play by the hitter, so then he knows whether to get back, whether to keep going, or whatever the case may be.
Tigers pitching tonight with 6 walks now. Between the starter Liriano, then Farmer, and now Coleman.
Yeah, they're lucky that none of them scored.
Well, I believe one did, didn't
Did it?
he? Yeah, Martin back in the fourth. That's it.
That's it.
And again, Pilar showing bunt. This is almost never ever done in the game anymore here.
Nope.
Late in the game, one-run game, you got the leadoff man on. You rarely see anybody bunt the runner up.
Yeah, this part of the game is gone wayside. Gone bye-bye. I haven't read it yet, but there was a really nice article written by, I believe it was Bob Nightingale, and all of the USA Today writers talking about the shifts and the umpires and just all the things that the players are dealing with these days in baseball with the new analytics involved.
Pulled foul.
I mean, if you think about it for a moment, Mario, a lot of these guys, I mean, their entire lives, they played pretty much the same place. I mean, in Little League and high school and in college and through their professional careers as well. And then all of a sudden they get to the big leagues and they're playing all over the place.
Well, it's becoming more and more commonplace. So, you know, they're even shifting in the minor leagues now. And so it is being learned down there, but it's going to take a while. Although it's becoming more and more commonplace very quickly.
Yeah, well, they better get used to it.
Got him. Strike three. Pilar caught looking. One gone. Catch baseball's biggest stars at the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard, July 17th on Fox. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern. Here is Russell Martin on base 3 times in this game, 2 walks and a single.
We are in June and the end of June, and Russell Martin still batting a buck and some change.
He came in at 168. He's all the way up to 172 now. Almost hit him. 2-0 on Martin. Coleman is working against the bottom of the Jays lineup here with Toronto leading 3-2. We're in the 8th. Two and one. Tyler Clippard is warming up. Apparently he will come on and try and save this game.
He's closing in the absence of Osuna, who had been suspended for 75 games. Good pitch.
2-2.
Coleman is another guy, Mario. I mean, no, we haven't talked about him a lot, man, but guys like Coleman to throw from this kind of arm slot that have pitched in big games as he did in Kansas City from 2011 through 2015. The Tigers will get some calls on Lewis Coleman, I bet you. His numbers are really good. But the thing about it, though, I mean, I was thinking about this way with Liriano, too. If you trade a guy like Liriano and say you don't get back a good player for him, he's better off helping your big league team stay away from all those young kids in the minor leagues that you don't want to pitch right now.
And that's why he's here in the first place.
I mean, so he's better off here than going somewhere else for, you know, say, well, who they just trade? Pierce?
Yeah, Steve Pierce.
They got the guy they got from Boston wasn't even a top 30 player in their organization.
Really? Yeah.
No, he wasn't even top 30.
Well,
so I'm saying if you're going to get a player like that back, you may as well hold on to him and just let him continue to pitch, and you can continue to save these arms up here. Not acting like I'm the general manager or nothing now.
2-2. Bouncing ball towards short. Iglesias firing to second one. There's a double play.
Iglesias has got some lightning quick hands.
We'll go to the 9th. 1-run game. Top of the order coming up. Martin, Jamer, and then Castellanos. Clippard has come on now to try and get the save for the Blue Jays. The Tigers down to their final 3 outs.
Tyler Clippard throws a changeup 40% of the time on the first pitch of an at-bat.
Wow.
40% he throws his changeup on the first pitch of an at-bat, and the league average is just 11%. So he must have a good one. He also dominates left-handed batters too, so we'll see that changeup real soon. 44 strikeouts, he's only walked 16, and the opponent's batting average is 203 against Tyler.
Martin, Candelario, and Castellanos. Clippard goes to work, and Leonis looks at a strike. Tigers got a run back in the 7th on the home run by Candelario to make it a 1-run game.
Well, if that first pitch was a fastball, the next one's got to be a changeup.
Martin steps out. Clippard is 4th among American League relievers in games pitched.
Been in a lot of them, hasn't he?
Really has. He's out there again today. Martin sends a ground ball and a diving stop at second. No chance. Leadoff man on. Devin Travis diving play, but couldn't come up with it.
Man, even if Devin Travis comes up with that ball, he's not going to throw Martin out at first base. He took the right angle, the right route to get there, knocking it down, but he wasn't going to get Leonis.
It'll bring up Candelario. Tigers have their 6th hit. Candy homered in the 7th. He is 1 for 3. Swing and a miss, way out in front.
Clippard was under 1 in his delivery to home plate that time. 0.90, which is impossible to steal a base. If you're Martin, you got to shut it down. You can't run into an out.
Oh, 2.
Yeah, you can't run on him.
Just in case, Jimenez and Green.
Santiago at first base has got to stop watching his hand. I'm sure he told Martin the exact same thing that I just told our audience, that he's really quick to home plate. Be ready for a wild pitch, though. There's that changeup at 78. Clippard's best pitch.
Now, is it up to Martin still here despite that time, or they pretty much tell him to shut it down?
I think they've told him to shut it down. I think Santiago's taking a stopwatch and putting it in his back pocket. He should anyway. This guy's quick.
Here's the 1-2 to Jamer. Swing and a miss. Candelario is on strikes, 1 gone.
And you know he throws a lot of changeups, and there's that changeup right there to Candy. Here's the 1-800 calls Sam calling the game. We talked about Clippard's best pitch, that changeup. He throws it 40% of the time. Here it is. And it's a fading changeup at 83 with great arm action.
Zip. That is 8 strikeouts now for Blue Jays pitching tonight. It'll bring up Castellanos.
That means Clippard might not be afraid to throw his changeup to the right-handed batters if he's throwing it that much.
Well, you would think that would have to be the case.
Yeah. Maybe he'll land one in Nick's happy zone, down and in. The breaking ball there. Late swing by Nicholas.
Hit a ball hard in his last at bat, driving one straight at the center fielder Pilar. Little bit outside to Castellanos. Clipper just missed. One ball, one strike.
Sorry about that, but this much I can say about Nicholas Castellanos. Every time he steps in the batter's box, he gets that opposing pitcher's best. And they don't take any at-bats off when Nick's in the batter's box. Starting to develop a really good reputation as being a really good hitter in the majors.
Now 1-2.
And Nick homered off Clipper. This is back on June 1st. It was a fastball that was right down the middle, and Nick jumped on him. It was that 92.
Well, the same story here would give the Tigers the lead. 1 for 3 overall with Castellanos and Clippard as the matchup. Here's the 1-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out. Castellanos is out of there. 9 strikeouts for Jays pitching. 2 gone. That'll bring up Victor Martinez. DeMar 2 out of 3. Singles both times. Martinez has been anchored at first base since singling to start the inning because Clippard has been so quick to the plate. Ball 1 to Victor.
It's been a while since I've seen a pitcher under 1 as far as how quickly he gets the ball to the catcher.
I don't remember ever seeing it. I mean, I know there are guys, but
I timed him on 3 deliveries, and each one was under 1. See how many stolen bases against him this year. Six of them.
1-0 pitch.
And I would think that as many changeups as he throws, the opposing base runners, they probably try to pick a changeup to steal the base. Clipper wanted that pitch.
Martin tried to drag it back in the strike zone to no avail. Clippard saved 32 one year with the Nationals. Most he has saved in a single season. That's it for a strike. 2-1.
That changeup, good pitch. He can throw it at any time. That time he threw it to Victor on a 2-0 count.
Victor singles in the 2nd and 7th innings. 2 for 3. Tigers trail 3-2 with 2 outs and a man on in the 9th. Oh, a strike ball. That was up. Boy, it looked up. 2-2, and you could tell Victor's body language not happy. There's Martin dragging it down.
Yep. It must be an art to doing it.
Crowd to its feet, 24,000 plus here at Rogers Center. The 2-2. Bouncing in and blocked by Martin. 3-2. They'll snap a throw down to first.
Well, you'd have to believe that in Clippard, his best pitch is his changeup. I don't think there's any doubt he'll throw that changeup here, 3-2 with the game on the line. Victor, a dangerous fastball hitter. We'll see.
John Hicks would be next should Martinez reach.
See if those fingers wiggle, the 4 of them. That means it's a changeup. Oh, going fastball.
Runner going on 3-2, popped up, back out of play. Well, if Victor can find a gap here, he's got the runner on the move, he could tie it up.
And for those of you at home that don't know what the signs look like, 1 is usually the fastball, 2 is usually the curve, 3 the slider, and 4 when they wiggle all 4 of those fingers, that means it's a changeup. The 1 is always some kind of a fastball. Uh-oh. Changeup.
Changeup. Popped him up. Left side of the infield and ball game. Diaz makes the play and the Jays win game 1. They hold on to take it 3-2. Now we send you to the Coliseum Studios. John Keating standing by. Tigers Live postgame.